Hi, this is David Prasad. Today I'm going to explain my HCI scenarios experience in my project. So, let me test if it is properly recording or not. So, pause it. So, uh, in this video, I will tell my project experience so that this would be one of the experience for you to complete your iflows in your project. So in my scenario, actually there are nearly 4 persons working on from offshore and 2 persons from on-site. So actually we we divided the work as uh, in divided the work. So there are many number of interfaces for based on the uh, different business requirement. So I got nearly 5 interfaces for my for me 5 interfaces, right, for 5 interfaces. So I will explain these 5 interfaces, and the first my focus is to create first iflow and second iflow and third and fourth iflows. For each interface there are 5 interfaces, right? For each interface, first iflow, second iflow, and third iflow, and third iflow is common one, fourth iflow is a common one for all. So I will simply call to third iflow once I completed my first and second iflow. So once I finish my first iflow, I call to my second iflow. So third iflow and fourth iflow are common. So all people are using the same thing. So these are the connectivity based iflows. Connectivity to Azure system. So, okay, and okay, I will show my scenarios. Now you got it right. Let me show my scenarios. So I created a folder such a way that so this is my folder, and I got 5 scenarios, right? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Let's open the call type activity. For this call type activity, I will get a one document from uh, the client. Maybe in this case, in your case, you may not get it. You simply get the emails, and they will give you some requirement. You have to do it. In my case, I got it one Excel sheet. What is the source interface? What is the source system uh, fields for this requirement? Call type activity. So this is my object name, right? This is a Salesforce. So you should able to see the what is the Salesforce object, how do we do it, and everything. So we got a plugin. We installed a first go for the perspective, open perspective. We imported one advanced co SFDC or bench plugin so that we are able to communicate. So get objects. So you know that procedure, right? Simply install it. But anyway, it will you in manual you will get it. So my object is this one. So simply copy this object and check. Okay, and if you select it, you will able to see the list of objects in this one, right? Like this. And you can also, by removing this count, you're able to uh, write a query to, I mean, you can call this object and it will view the content of the result. So you're able to see the data like this. You can also save this as a XML file. You can view the content. So if you open the file, return, where is that? Yeah, core results open with Notepad++. So I'm able to see the XML content also. Okay. Now, let us see my scenarios. This is my scenario. Sorry, this is my scenario. Like this, you will get a document. So what is the source field? What is my target expected field? So uh, this is my source field. This is my source field. So let us see my scenario. How did I complete my scenario based on this document? So we, as per the business requirement, they told me to create a iFlow in this specific package only. So this is a design phase where you can see your iFlows, not only your iFlows but also other iFlows also in this package. My iFlow name is so sometimes they will also give the, so you need to cross check with your on-site or else whoever give the requirement what is the right name for this one call type activity. So I divided my scenario into four categories, right? I mean the first one and two are the responsible person to complete the scenarios. In call type activity, the poll scenario, what my intention is to poll the data from the Salesforce system. So so, so I need, as per this requirement, I need only these specific fields only from this object. So, such a way that I wrote a query. So, you can also write a query. So, this is my query statement. So, I specified that query statement. Yeah, this is the one. So, this is the adapter central system, and my receiver system is again HCI system only, not a third-party system. Okay. So my central system is this one, and Salesforce is so this is the connectivity details. You can get it from your concerned person, and again and a query. So it's better to rename to records, otherwise it will poll every time. I mean it will poll entire records, but their intention is only the last saving details only. So I specified my, because as per, if you specify this is Salesforce, right? According to the central system, it will pop up a required mandatory fields to you. You need to enter here. So my object name is this one, and so you can also, before putting all this information, you can also try from your this is our query statement, right? You can give spaces. This is okay. That's fine. And from, and also we have this one right here. Select from where is already there. So we need to specify here, but here we need to specify. Control V here where you need to add manually here. Okay, and execute it. So it will fetch us data, so that yeah, the same data you HCA will get the data once you deploy it, because as per the poll interval time. So in Salesforce, as per the poll interval time, it will execute a query in the connection timeout, right, and read interval time, and poll interval time also you can see here. Okay, the maximum number of records, the poll interval. For every 3,600 minutes, it will place a query on the Salesforce and get the data into this next steps. Okay, this is a groovy step. This groovy step is used for the to get the tenant of this HCA, and also, so this is the way of getting tenant from the system.get environment. Okay. You can also search, if you want to search more on this information. Okay, you simply copy here and give here SAP HCA. So it will, you can find some in runtime environments. Yeah. If you Google there, you can get some runtime values. These are the various runtime variables, right? Yeah. If you, he mentioned, but you can also get the same information from SAP help also. See here, in SAP help also you can get it like this, so that you can get the different runtime variables in this manner. Host name, these are the things you can. In Japanese you can also change to United States of America. So these are the HC host service, like this. These are different runtime variables. In our case, we used what? We used, so yeah, we used HC underscore application, right? Let us see if it is there or not. Yeah, this is the application name, and also see tenant name, right? So we want to fetch from the HC account. Yeah, this is the one. Name of the sub account where application is deployed. Okay, like that you can get the runtime environment variables from this one. Message.header, set header. So for message, you can, where we have various, you can also set some values and get the values from the with this name. So you can set with this name, you can put some value. So this is the source code. My intention is to get the payload and displaying that payload as an attachment. Okay, we will also do one execution. So the same, because I'm not going to explain for all my scenarios, but I will show you my requirement specification. So this, remember this code. So next one is XSLT code. So in my, let us see the sample XML file. Just I queried, right? So that you can use this same one. So this is the sample XML file. You can also plug in use. You can. So this has how many number of records? There are many number of records I have. Okay. This has here market, right? I need to check my market information. Here I don't have market. Yeah, here I have market. Yeah, market in NZ. Here NZ. So based on this one, I want to split the messages. So for all these, so this record go to one as a one message. All these NZ recorded wherever NZ is found, I club all these elements, I mean tags together and collected as a one message. So for that one, what I did is I simply used this one. This is my XSLT code to group the content based on my. So I need to select all these tags and group by. I want to group all these tags based on this field inside this tag. So I'm simply copying whatever the nodes I simply copied all the elements inside this one and copied, and I created one more market tag, records, the root tag. So my root tag is records. So one message with S records and market and all the contents of this this one. Okay, so it will fetch the, for example, if you want to apply the same one, you do one thing. If you want to do the same thing, online XSLT code, yeah, this is a code you can paste here, and we have XML code also, right? Control A, Control C, and Control V here, and run transformation. So here first S record has, you can also copy Control A, Control C, and you can put here and put into here, and you can use plugin so that it will format it properly. So one market, second market, third market. So three markets are there. One market has NZ. If you close it, let's open UA. If you close it, the third market has AU. So it did it like that. So now we are okay with the function, this one. Now go for the next step. General splitter. Now I want to split these messages based on the market. For each market, I want to split the messages. So here we have 3 messages, right? 3 markets, right? So you will see 3 messages to this next step. That here in this means it will go for the next step. The process directory we are calling another iflow, right? Based on this information. So let's go for this second scenario. So if any exception occurred during this process, this exception subprocess calls, okay, select this one, use this option to expand and minimum, and here in this exception subprocess I gave some name here, exception subprocess, and error start, you have a step right here, the step you can see here, the same step, error, right, error event, error started, so that if any error occurred during this processing, it will automatically this exception process triggered. So for this one, these events are created. Okay, and prepare a notification. Whatever the notification you want to prepare, this is the format I'm using. You can also use your own format. Okay. The next thing is you can send this message to your okay. Next thing is HTTP connection, to which this global exception handling. So in this, because global exception is a common one, so that we can use the same iflow for all my, not only for my interfaces but also others people interfaces also. So we are using the common iflows for all the people. So this no need to worry, because this is developed by some other people. But anyway, I will give some information on this one. So the next iflow is, you know, right, how to call it. You can go, but you need to remember iflow name as well as package, so that you can easily navigate in a web UA. You can click here and you can scroll down, and based on this information only you can find. So this is the context I gave. So my next you can do one thing, you can duplicate it. So it will open another window with same window, so that you can, I will go back again. Okay, so in this artifact, my previous this is the customer activity. I don't need call type activity, right? My interface is this one, call type activity iflow SF. So once I get this, so make sure the previous one, this ID as well as in this section, and this one is the same. Okay, and I started again, map call type with the call type. So here in the here for each message, what my intention is, I need to prepare the structure what exactly Azure is expecting. So those fields are like this: ID, call type. Those things I got it from my specification, right? So this is here: ID, call type code. So this is the fields Azure is expecting from HCA. So I prepared and I mentioned what exactly the field I can get it from it. So the input for this XSLT is the output, right? This is the input message. Okay, these are the this is the input message records. First, yeah, market for each market, right? So this is the input message for this my first requirement. So here ID, so it will fetches the ID information from this one. The similar manner, so sometimes some validations are there. If it is true, I need to pass as a 1. If it is false, I need to pass as a 0. In both cases, if it's not available, I simply pass the empty value. Such a method write requirement. So let us execute this same requirement with my. So you know, right? You can also you can take one more duplicate side. Okay. You can copy the same XSLT mapping here, Control V, and the input is here, Control A, but remember we have to give the proper input only here, Control V, I don't need to here. Instead of, you do one thing, you can select only first market, expand this one, right, up to market, first market end. So this is my input for this, right? Okay, good. So run, this is the source code I already entered. Run transformation, control A, control C, and put here, and display as pretty printer as well as language as XML, so that you can get it. Yeah. So this is a root node. These are the different. So in this manner, I'm trying to generate my target XSLT. Okay, target XML file. So once I complete it, so my next I'm created one more content modifier here. Okay, in this content modifier, I'm applying call type, creating two variables: object name, object ISO, and for object ISO, I'm giving the ISO name. What is the market ISO name, as well as here call type activity. These variables are useful for third and fourth flows, not in second flow. This is the second flow, right? So I'm providing this information for my third and fourth flow, so that based on this information they are able to connect Azure system. Okay, and here I'm trying to convert XML to CSV format. So here, so this is the format, right? So root, wherever root and call type is there, for this one I want to convert as a CSV file. So for this record, so see here, so see, separation is I am expecting pipe. Okay, so include the field names and header also, so I will get this information also, and in this way I can also do that, and log payload. So finally I'm displaying the payload content. So here payload content, message map, object name, define a get object name. So I'm displaying this same object name and ISO also, the previous variables what I mentioned before, right? The same information I would like to set property object name, for this name set property string, set property and object name plus this information and payload. I'm appending this value, finally giving the value here. So the name of the variable I specified here is set property, but this is not a meaningful, but anyway, payload content. The payload content what I'm getting here, right? The simply putting into my global, it's like a global variable, right? There I'm giving the payload, and also attaching the same as attachment with the log, same name, same, okay, log. So whenever I return message, so log message log set, and add attachment. I also attached the same thing in my log. So it will, whenever you assign a log, so that you are able to see the monitoring page. Okay. So my third flow is, see here, this is my third and fourth flows are created in another folder. This is another folder. This is my third and finally fourth one. Third flow is this one. Again, process directory, right? Yeah, here. File path and directory he mentioned in the Groovy script. But anyway, these third and fourth are not designed by me, some other people. So here, Azure name, set header, like that. Simply creating a object, either using market ISO and object name, set header, and current timestamp dot CSV. Okay, Azure file name. So these variables are used here, and those are used into this type flow. The type flow is again this one, write file, right? Click on the write file. See here, finally connectivity to Azure as a HTTP connection, not through process direct, right? Here, connection. So this is the one, the previous one I used it. See here, connection, Azure write file. Now we are using the same context here to connect, establish a connection to this iFlow. Take body, body message, and exchange message. Scroll down, nothing is there. Property, exchange property, content. These are the different things they used it. And get token, this is a sub process, right? How do you know, right? If you minimize it, you can see the get token iFlow also. Click on it, and it's get token, check file existence. So call token. So this is get the token from the Azure before establish a connection with the HTTP connection again. So this is a connection they trying to use it to connect to establish a connection again. Once you get the token, next flow is again back to your main set header. Let us see the token, see the code for this one also. Okay, parsed body and again. So here remember this one, right? Ruby util hash map JSON slurper, right? You know, DOM parsing, sex parsing. The same way you can also do the parse the written content from this one body, and from this body access token. You can get the token. For more information, you can copy this one and you can Google here. Okay, so that you get more information about that specific one. Okay, define access token, JSON token, and message header, and authorization bearer and token. So finally, we are setting that name with this name and content as these two. Okay, then check for the file existence. Again, loop file existence, right? So start again. Get Azure read is a call to again Azure system. Okay, establish a connection like in this manner and get the response. So the same message, got the message. In this case, the previous case, we prepared a message, set token header. So this message has this token information, and again we are calling existence of this establishing connection. Okay, simply forwarding that message and file name. See here, read true. Query is this one. This is the query on Azure system to check whether the file is existing or not. So header.azure file name, that file name is already existing or not. This directory, these values we got it from the where we set it in the global, right? That is a set property header dot. I think this is set into the header level. Okay, and once I call, I will get the status, right? Existence and set body. Here this is a message, set body, property dot in, preparing a message. Again we are preparing a message, set body, property dot in dot body. No variables and set here, right? And if any exception raised here, set body and call Azure create. If any exception, that means if not file is not available, in both the cases we are preparing a body message content in dot body. Okay, create a Azure file and query is write file. This is okay. These operations are important. How to establish a connection to, how to query for on the Azure system. Okay. Once we done, once you create a file and remove header lines. So we are removing the headers of the whatever the message header, right? So SAP recommended one information for us. Try to make sure the message header size is less than something specific. You can get it from the if you go for the content modifier step, more information SAP help. It will give you more information how, what is the size, the minimum size of the message header before establish a connection to your third party system. In this case, my third party system is Azure, right? So I'm trying to establish a connection. So that's why I'm removing the unnecessary headers. Otherwise, it will go to this system. This will give you some more exceptions for maintenance problems. Okay. Thus we are, so finally establishing connection. Okay. Global exception. So let us see the global exception package also, if any specific package is available for this one or not. So we completed our scenario. I hope you can understood it. Anyway, I give one more little summary about the scenarios. Right. The first flow is for the poll the successful data. The second flow 1. The second flow is for the map as per the requirement CSV format. First I need to accessibility mapping, then CSV converting this XML to CSV format. Okay, and also here poll and split the message based on the market information. Okay, split the message into multiple messages. Messages on the market information. The next flow is to provide information directory and file information. Okay, flow 4 will validations, various validations. Flow fields, file exists, write, content. Okay, let me execute one scenario end to end so that you can also aware of how the scenario is fully executed. Okay, so for this one what I need to do is so my call type, right, and this is my scenario, right? For this one I want to fetch all the details. So now I mentioned as a query as a only new records are entered. Okay, but I want to fetch all the records, so that simply deploy here. Okay, now we can monitor the scenario. How do you monitor it? You can also go back here past 1 hour. This is the monitor page. Go to overview section and click on this integration content. If you are fully familiar with the this call to activity, right? This is the one. Refresh, start. So let's see the status message is started. Try to get this status as started. I think if you are aware about that Open SAP course, you are aware about all this process. But anyway, I'm showing with my example. This is started, right? Yeah. Now right click and open in another window, or else you can use the same window also. Yeah, call type, right? Out of the device is the call type calculator, and see here, click on this one, and here payload as a right click on this one, you can see the payload content here. So the initial poll, right, it has many number of see here, it has full information as we see on the, yeah, this is the full XML file, right? The same XML file we are able to see here how many records, nearly 5 records, right? 5 records. Let us see that if we have 5 records or not here also. 1 record, second record, third record, and fourth record, and fifth record, sixth record. 6 are there. Okay, anyway, no need to worry. Go back again, and log also you can see. Here in this case, log. So log level is info level. If you want to set as a debug level, you can go here. You can modify as a this one and restart the button so that you can go for the debug mode, so that you can get more information about the log. So once we did it, so my next iflow I know it. So my next iflow, you can do one thing, because if you put all, if you remove it all, because some other people are also running the same thing, so that's why it will show all the information. But that's why you will be confused. So we have yeah, here call type. The first one is called map. Okay. So the second one is map. So we are supposed to get 3 messages, right? As per our previous information. Yeah, see here. 1. So 1, 2, and 3 messages, individual messages. Let us open one of the messages here. Click here. So if you open the open new tab, so we split the messages into based on the market, right? So it will split the messages into 3 market specific messages. So we are seeing one of the messages. So our here NZ information. If we select one more call type activity, we will see that also. This is into another tab. So see here, this is this UA market. Okay, good. So the next one is write generate a file, right? So log, we did not not put anything there. So the next one is write file to Azure system. Here also we did not display anything in the there. So done. So I want to roll back to my previous settings. I don't want to query all, deploy it. That's enough. That's enough. So like that, I got requirement for various scenarios for call type activity, and also let us open for another scenarios, global classification. For this one also I got a requirement like this. I got simply one more XML file, I mean Excel sheet. So what are the different fields I have, I'm expecting from the source, what are the different fields I'm expecting from the same process, but here is in the XSLT mapping and group XSLT, second XSLT mapping change only, and query name I need to specify here, right? You know, right? This one I need to modify here. The second, this one I have to modify here, and the second iflow map XSLT code I need to modify there. That's enough. Nothing in the second iflow and the second and third scenarios. This one I need to modify it for a second requirement. Okay, same iflow again. I need to duplicate my iflow and modify all the names as well as this XSLT code and poll query for my second scenarios. So okay, this is the one global classification, and store participants. Here also let us see, open the customer master information, IMM, right? The same what are the different source fields and target expecting target fields, that is the one. And the third one is my interfaces and survey plan fact. I've opened the updated text. This is the one. Go for the AMM and just check it. Okay, sir, what are they expecting? Because they took a lot of time to modify the find out what exactly the source and the target field names and as per the business requirement. Okay, this is the fourth one. Let us open fifth one also. Fifth one interface. Okay, let me open this one. The fifth one is this one. Open this one. So okay. Most of the time, like getting the requirement, sometimes finding the different design process, that took a lot of time for us, for all people, nearly 1 month, 2 months also. So much of delays identifying the way of we are going to complete our project and everything. So anyway, your focus should be more on the how to use the different how to use the HCA steps. What are the different options you can use here? Here in my in this project experience, you learn many things like content modify, accessibility, writing accessibility code, and I don't focus establish a connection, but a Groovy script using exchange message parameters header and message header. Here using calling a set parameter, right? Set parameter, set property, set header, and finally removing header parameters before calling target system, and splitting the scenario into number of iflows and make those as a reusable. Okay, and many things will learn it. Okay, thanks for watching this video, and add your comments also. Thanks. Bye.